So you've got to go to eviction court or a small claims court, and you're not sure if you're ready. Let's unpack that today on the Dailyist Show.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition, liftoff.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Dailyist Show, a show not just for rental housing providers, but anybody looking for a little bit more white space on your calendar. But this is specifically for my landlord and property management peeps out there. Thanks for your support. Here are 3 critical mistakes to avoid if the courtroom is on your horizon in the near future. Even if you've been in court before, this probably is some stuff that you can relate to. So please be sure down in the comments, if you run into anything like this, let me know, because I don't want to feel like I'm the only one. Number 1, not being prepared. The time to consider if you're prepared or not is not when you're walking into the courthouse. Okay? I've been down that road more than a few times than I care to remember, and it never fails. Go to the courthouse, I find a place to park, I'm walking through the courthouse, then I remember that I've got my fingernail clippers in my pocket and I have to walk back to my car, and then I walk back again and realize I still have my Leatherman on me and I have to walk back to the car. I finally get through the metal detectors, then I figure out which courtroom I have to go to, and as I walk in, I assess where I'm supposed to sit based on who is wearing pajama bottoms and who isn't wearing pajama bottoms. And I take what I think is an appropriate seat in the gallery with my little manila folder, only to think in that moment, crap, do I have what I need? What if they ask me about this photo or that photo? Or what if the judge wants to see the video that's on my phone? Or what if they want to hear the voicemail that I reference in my claim? Do I have a way of finding it and playing it quickly? What if the judge wants a copy of the receipts? Do I have copies or just the originals? Right? I've seen people show pictures or play videos on their phones to the judge with no way of leaving that copy of that video, or having stacks of receipts or invoices, but they only had the originals. Look, if you plan to use videos or pictures or voicemails of any sort of digital content or invoices or receipts, you just need to be prepared to leave copies of those with the court. And no, generally, the court is not going to make copies for you. Right? So something else to keep in mind is that judges are not finance people. Now, I'm specifically talking more in the case of a small claim here, but yeah, they're smart, okay? But obviously, they've been through law school. But if you have a bunch of expenses that you're going to want your soon-to-be ex-resident to pay for, or maybe it's someone that you're going to small claims for, and you need to make it really clear to the judge and make it really easy for them to understand and make it easy for them to say yes. Make it easy for them to find a judgment in your favor. If you make it too complex or too complicated to understand, don't be surprised if you don't get what you want. Here's what I'm going to suggest. Create an itemization which includes a sum total of everything you're asking for. Okay? And on that itemization, you're going to break it down by line item. Okay? With supporting documentation for each line item. Let me explain. Let's say that you have 3 different line item expenses that you want charged to your former resident. Okay. Item 1 is carpet. Item 2 is for the giant hole in the wall. And item 3 is for general cleaning and trash out. Okay. All right. Let's just talk about item number 1 right now, which is the carpet. Okay. So I'm going to include all the supporting photos and only the supporting photos relevant to the replacement or repair of the carpet. Okay. Then I'm going to include the supporting invoices and receipts that are relevant to the replacement or repair of the carpet, and only the invoices and receipts that are relevant to the repair or replacement of the carpet. Okay? Where this starts to get really confusing, especially when it gets confusing for the judge, is when you start including photos or receipts that include other repairs. So I've been through this many times, and it makes it really, really easy for them to see what is owed and what my claim is, because they can see the damages and reference it by line item and by photo. They go, oh, okay, this makes sense. So let me explain how I do that. All right. So let's say I have 2 photos and 3 receipts that support my claim for item number 1, which is the carpet. I'm going to reference my itemization again. Say you got items number 1, 2, and 3, right? Item number 1, carpet replacement. Okay. You have 2 photos, which you're going to reference as item number 1, carpet, photo A. And then on the next photo, it's going to be Item number 1, carpet, photo B. Okay, which are also written in thick black marker right across the top of each one of those photos, right? Item number 1, carpet, photo A, flip it over. Item number 1, carpet, photo B. Okay, and you're going to reference that right in the itemization, right on the front cover photo or front cover itemization page. Okay, then let's say you've got 3 receipts or invoices, right, which you reference in the line item as item number 1, carpet, receipt A. Item number 1, carpet, receipt B. Item number 1, carpet, receipt C. See where I'm going with this? Right, and each of these has that written right across the top of the receipt that you're going to leave for the court. Okay, so in this particular case, you have this cover sheet line itemization, and you've got your 2 photos, and then you've got your 3 receipts, right? Each is individual pages. So, and you do this exact thing for each of the 3 line items. When you're doing the reason what you're doing by doing this is making it very easy for the court to say yes to your request for your judgment. Just make sure your numbers add up, which can, in most cases, include your time if you're the one doing the repair. Although sometimes this can get hazy if that is not in your lease. All right? Remember, anything that you bring to court that you want part of the record, you must be prepared to leave a copy of that with the court. So if you're bringing something that's digital, bring it on a thumb drive. Bring it on something, right? But generally a thumb drive, and thumb drives are cheap now. But don't make it so complicated that it can't be easily understood. And this, what I talked about with this itemization, is an easy way to do that. Let's get to item number 2. Number 2, the judge is not going to make the case for you. The judge is not going to make your case for you. Look, they are not going to connect the dots for you. You need to make your point of this happened, which caused this happen, and this caused me to suffer, and that caused me to suffer damages. Right? You might be thinking, well, judges are smart people. Why do I have to do that? Because look, with a good judge, and I know a lot of good judges, it's not about intelligence. It's about impartiality. And they can't say, well, yeah, I see the logical connection, so therefore, yeah, so you should be awarded. No, it's about impartiality. They need you to make the case. They say, well, this happened, then this happened, which caused me to suffer these damages. Therefore, I'm requesting that judgment. Right? They also have a huge amount of cases. So you can't take forever to get to your point. So when you are able to, put in your itemization like you did in the earlier part of this video, it's going to make things massively easier and much faster for you in court. And the judge is going to be very appreciative of it. Number 3, know what you want and know what the court actually has the power to do. I've seen people go into court and they have this big, long, elaborate story and telling them what happened with this and then this happened and putting in all these irrelevant details. And finally, exasperatedly, the judge is like, okay, what do you want? And when challenged, there was a woman, I remember this specifically, after she was telling her story and she's up there and she's saying, the tenant did this and the tenant did that and this happened and that happened and everything else. And finally the judge's like, okay, what do you want? And the lady was like, I don't know. She really didn't know. She hadn't thought it out at all. She really just wanted someone to hear her, and she just wanted someone to hear her case with really no thought as to what she wanted. As if the judge was going to somehow validate her and say, okay, you're right and they are wrong. Okay, obviously that's not the role of the court. Look, if you're in small claims court, which if you're a landlord or property manager, that will likely be the bulk of your cases, recognize the limitations of what the courts can do. In eviction court, they're going to give you possession, right? In small claims court, they can award you a judgment in the sum of a certain dollar amount. And in many courses are actually capped. Many small claims courts are capped at $6,000 or $8,000 or a certain dollar amount depending on where you're at. But in some cases, they can order not just a dollar amount, but they can also order performance. But that's pretty much it. So no matter how badly they wrecked your house or how badly they trashed you on social media, in most courts, they're just not going to care about that stuff. So if you found this helpful, like the video, please. That helps me to know so that I'm heading the right direction, so I can put more helpful content out there like this. If you'd like to see more of this, please consider subscribing so you can be made aware of other stuff like this in the future. Check out the notes before we head out. Check out the notes in the description for other helpful resources to help you be a time-wealthy investor. And remember, if you don't place a value on your free time, someone else will. Talk to you soon.